Hello YouTube and welcome to episodes 8 and 9 in my Symphogear Exiv reaction series. Back here again today for a little bit more Symphogear. Getting close to that pointy end now. Getting close to the almost like climax stuff. Maybe by the end of these 2 episodes we'll see that kind of vibe. I mean, if we're following similar structure, normally we get into it around 10 and 11. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So I don't know what my structure is going to be from here. Probably, you know, 8, 9 today, then probably 10, 11, 12, 13 OVAs, something like that. Just kind of splitting it into 2 episodes. Please let me know if that is a bad idea. But yeah, I'll get the YouTube comments up now. Only the one last week, so not as much to talk about, obviously. So should get through these relatively quickly and get on to the episodes proper. Starting off with the first comment here by Pencil Sharp. Carol's song is Sfozando. We're going to say Sfozando. No Zankyo, which is like the musical marking for suddenly. So yeah, when I looked that up last week, I think I had slightly different wording, but kind of got the gist of what was going on. So yeah, that was that word I didn't recognize. Pretty epic stuff. I mean, it's not like Symphogear to bring in some term from the musical language and use it for something in its lore system or something else poignant or I don't know. Doesn't sound like Symphogear at all. Next comment here by Lily Saint. Love this episode so much and great reaction. Thank you. Thank you very much. I remember watching this for the first time and just popping off when the autoscorers showed up, and then again with the big transformation. It's especially cool considering there were some of the only villains that never got any real redemption / fighting alongside the hero stuff, so letting them come back here to save the day just feels good. I fully agree. That was one of my big misgivings about GX as a season, is that I thought the auto scorers in the end were underutilized, and we went for in the kind of climax of that season we went towards that Hibiki dad stuff rather than the auto scorers, which I thought were a little bit cooler. The Hibiki dad stuff, of course, was relevant to Carol, so that's the connection they made there. But yeah, it's good to see them back, and I mean, I popped off last week, I remember. It was it was a lot of fun. Next comment here by M. Marsh. The Deux de Blas transformation has a few fun callbacks in it. The autoscorers in the gems has them using the poses of the GX album art for the person who defeated them, Mika having two since she was beaten by Kirika and Shirabe. We'll share an image on Discord for the comparison of them. I'll put it up here in post. Also having the transformation end with the lion kaiju form Carol used biting down as well. Oh yeah, I forgot about the whole kaiju thing. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, everybody likes to turn into like a big dude at the end of a Symphogear season, so potentially we're going to see something similar again here. Next comment here by Cerberus, very happy that Gary is back, which I was as well, and kind of echoing some of the feelings from before that, hey, these villains got some redemption that they really didn't get since Season 3, so again, nice wrap-up stuff for seemingly what is the end of Symphogear, with this season, so this would be the place to do it if you wanted to wrap things up. But yeah, it's just nice. Gary's so likable. Remember likable villains? We do it a lot in Symphogear. Just not Fudo. Fuck Fudo. Hate that guy. But yeah, this is me. I'm Gary fan. So yeah, I completely agree with this comment for sure. Next comment here by Bonnie. Carol's return was foreshadowed quite a lot in Elf9's karaoke lyrics from last week. That's probably what people were asking me to go back and have a look at. Elf9 using the neural interface, and she mentions that she tinkers with her brain from time to time, probably looking at memories. I remember that was part of her little part there. Again, the whole Elf9 situation and memories is still a little bit muddy to me, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, great bit of fan service with the auto scorers coming back and finally doing some good. The villain group, so good they came back twice to show the new kids how it's done. This is very similar with Sanjaman coming back early in the season as well, at least briefly. Kind of, you know, wrapping things up, right? I wouldn't be surprised if Ver makes some kind of appearance. I don't know how, but I wouldn't be surprised. I've got it on my bingo card. Of course, Fine has been foreshadowed as well. So again, we're just bringing back everybody, really. I would be very surprised if we don't see Top Dad in some form as well. Just yeah, I think this feels like an end to me. And again, like I've talked about this before as well, but we've got Hibiki facing the biggest challenge so far with this Miku business, right? The conflict between the person I want to hold hands with the most and the most dangerous threat I've faced so far, and how do we come together on that? That's going to be one of our central conflicts for sure. Again, just everything hitting that nice climax. It's good. Yeah, Elsa's kind of the odd one out. IMO as well. Like the other two are just seemingly kind of like Millark's like really evil because she does like brutal shit like all the time. But Vanessa's just like I get Vanessa's got a bit of a tragic backstory, but she's kind of brutal as well, no? I don't know. We'll see what they do with these characters by the end. There's still some sympathy there with the whole monster angle. Yeah, I think what this is implying is that it's potentially unbelievable that Gary and co would come back, but I never felt that way. I thought it was pretty well foreshadowed, and again, they're automaton type characters, so it was plausible. I didn't find it like out of this universe weird, right? Especially since we've had Ver coming back from way worse. Yeah, Carol with these lyrics showing how to have fun as a villain as well. Just really, vamping it up. It's good. Some genuine like arrogance there that I like in a villain. It's fun. It's campy. It's not. It's not Fudo. Anyway, and to clarify at this moment, Carol is piloting Elf9's body, so it's Elf9's form with the whole get up on, right? Where normally Carol went into like adult form at that point, which was again questionable. But like it's Carol's mind in like the Elf9 body in like the Carol costume, which makes it a little bit weird. But I got it, I think. And yeah, just hyping up some crazy stuff next week, and as well as a bunch of reactions where I just go kind of nuts, which is good. And last comment here from Kasogtha. The Flowers of Kent, the symbol of Deinheim stuff, has already been elaborated on Discord, but I'll cut this paragraph a little bit. Yeah, something about a Sir Isaac Newton apple or something. I don't know, it kind of went over my head, but I know that the Deinheim stuff is Carol, so we're linking that into Carol somehow. I don't really get it, but sure. Oh yeah, there's also some interesting stuff about Maria being Ukrainian, and then we're talking about power plant disaster, so of course you go for the historical one, but actually given the timeline and Carol's birthday birth year, possibly a current situation in the Ukraine with a power station would be more relevant, which is interesting. Maybe Symphogear writers are from the future or something. Yeah, the Apple song being old and related to Anunnaki, just it raises a lot of questions that I'm sure will be answered at some point around Maria's origin, her family's origin, whatever the hell Agatlam is. Maybe that's got some link into it. I don't really know. We're going to keep an open mind there. That's, again, one of the things that I don't know that we're going to do this season. Oh yeah, there was also that little comic about Kirika getting the dancing pole off of Hibiki, which is strange, but sure. I found it funny anyway. Apparently Kirika's got a line in G during her song. With the Zesshou boosted scythe, it can cut ghosts and gods, but none of Tsubasa nor Shirabe's attacks did any visual damage to Baby Frieza. It was Kirika doing the work there, so maybe she's got some more utility going forward to kill Baby Frieza, which I think it's got like baby proportions. It's got like a big head and small arms, so yeah, something to watch. Again, Kirika being like the stupidest one and like being the most important to taking down this god would be very funny, I think. Other than all of this, I just find it funny that she broke her hand like 3 times. I thought it was a funny running joke and a nice little bit of comedy that was very quick that I only noticed on the rewatch, but I thought it was a well done joke for sure. Yeah, the return of the auto scorers was glorious. And I wanted to talk about this as well. It's a way that I like to use fan service when it's like actual fan service, not what is the colloquially known as fan servicey scenes. That was a fan servicey scene. It is literally servicing the fans. It's the like that scene wouldn't exist. So say we're telling a story in isolation. I don't think that scene exists. But that's why it's awesome. I'm a fan. You guys are all fans, and we fucking love it. That's great. That's what we want fan service to be, not just big boobs on screen, I think. We go into a little bit of the logistics of why people were doing things, like why was Noble Red using all these autoscorer bodies? So it's just to generate power. And Elf9's desperate plea awakened the autoscorers, so they woke up. And yeah, like helped her. It was cool. It was really cool. Again, they're like literally robots. They're programmed to do this, but it doesn't make it any less cool, I think, right? Ooh, they return it in full in the opposite order they did in GX, where Gary was the first, she is the last this time. Interesting, I didn't notice that. And rather than apologizing, Elf9 thanks them. Another great touch that I noticed last week. Like trying to do what Carol didn't, I guess. Like trying to thank them in Carol's place in a way for their service last time. Again, the whole Carol situation that season ended pretty amicably between everybody, I think. So it was fine. We can appreciate what work they did, even though they were trying to destroy the world. You know, we forgive and forget sometimes. And the murderer of miracles is here, the genocide one. Yeah, it was another great fan servicey type reveal there. Another important piece of context here is that we have Noble Red like literally trembling in fear because again, like she's like top dog alchemist. She's like super fucking good at this, and of course that would have a lot of context around how impressive what she's doing is. And the song, just another slice of glorious villainy from Inori Manase. Just again, really fun villainy, as you can see through the lyrics here. Finally translated instead of that font that I found tough to read. And I like this description of sfazando. Again, we're going with that. The best. Musical direction indicating a sudden, strong emphasis or change in a song's dynamic, which is literally what's happening in like the screenplay right now, in the show. In the, like, oh shit, the dynamics changed, Carol's kind of back. Again, getting into predictions, I don't expect this to last particularly long. It would be my little thought. I would imagine that we fight for a bit. Potentially, Carol gets weakened by another foe jumping in, or something unforeseen happening, or blah 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 blah. We'll need the rest of the team, that being the team that are on the bridge right now, to come in and help. We still got that Tsubasa flag about betrayal. So maybe that'll come through here. We've got that ticking time bomb with Miku. We got Hibiki on another hospital bed in a different location, which I thought was strange as well. And yeah, we got a lot of stuff playing out here, right? And I think it's all going to come to a head in these next two episodes before moving into some climactic stuff. We might take a breather, learn a few more things, and then jump in again for some action leading to that ending. I think that's how I would structure it anyway. So yeah, I'm keen to just to jump in really, but I'll do my shill stuff first. If you like the video, consider liking the video. If you like the video and you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. Comment below anything you thought about the episode, anything I could do to improve my presentation, comment below. I'm doing follow for follow on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter if you'd like me to follow you back. And the Discord. Join Discord, love Discord, Discord. And yeah, jumping into episode 8 of Symphogear Exiv right now. Rightio, I have a very blue Symphogear Exiv episode 8 up here ready to go. Let me pop that up there. 23 minutes, 40 seconds on this one, so sync up accordingly. Got them court subs going, and there'll be a picture-in-picture in the description below. Just going to give it a 3, 2, 1. Radio? 3, 2, 1, go. Thought my episode paused there for a second. Okay, a little bit of repeat stuff. Miku seemed broadly troubled there, which doesn't not make sense. Aw, Tsundere, we love it. At least a little bit. Yeah, the kick too is crazy. I wonder if we could like separate Symphogear characters for like characters that have like vocal tics and characters that don't. How many would there be? Because of course Kirika has one, very famously. Play the whole transformation again, you cowards. Nah, that's cowardice. Oh yeah, I saw the line. Gotcha. I think you guys are gonna be fine. The evil team still has a lot of firepower there. They have a lot of they have a lot of plot threads ready to go off. I think they're gonna be okay. I guess another broad prediction I have is like we've seen like Hibiki with wings like a lot. I feel like it's been on like every piece of like that title art. When again, if we're leading towards like some ending type stuff, that feels like something you would do. I don't know how. Again, it's Symphogear. We'll make up some reason for how that happens. She gets a new Symphogear. It's called like the bird Symphogear, and she flies around. Again, I'm so proud of Chris this season. No problems, no problems. At least so far. She's the Rock. I didn't like that POV where she was like shooting me in the face, though. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, where they pick up the tempo in the second half of the chorus here. Pretty cool. Yeah, I'm waiting to see Hibiki use this gold power again, too. Yeah, it's Carol. Great. Alright, let's see. Yeah, kinda. Sentimentality doesn't suit you. Oh, they're playing like I've heard this song. Definitely. Oh my god, the machine gun. Oh yeah, this is the song from last week, is it not? We'll see if they say Svendo. Got a lot of guns. Give Chris a run for her money. Yeah, we totally won. Great. Yeah, it is. The four elements there too. Great. Ooh, nice save, Elsa. The sound, the harp sounds too. Awesome. Hibiki's dead in a ditch. She's done. Yo, she is kicking ass though. Was she making like a black hole or something? Yeah, run. Okay. Now go help Miku. Yeah, it's about Miku. She's a like a force ghost, like some Star Wars shit. Yeah, don't get like a murder boner. Go like attack them. Oh, that's nice. It's also very polite. You too. I already did. Yeah, put it on that act, huh? Like physically unable to say the words, I'll make this like ghost do it. That's great. Ooh, hello. That's nice. Dubious machinery. Yeah, gotcha. Okay. So Elf9 doing that bullshit. Yeah, it's not very simple. Renkin Jutsu. Full name. Shut up. We tried already. It's pretty hard. Yeah, that dialogue seems to indicate what I think it indicates. I don't think he will. I think she's going to become the vessel. It'd be a very. Oh my god. It'd be a big anticlimax if we just saved Miku. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. I don't feel like he will. I feel like he's gonna like start some big war or something. Yeah? What kind of head on assault? You guys are protecting the thing. Insurance? Is that your Subasa? What? What is happening? Little dream sequence for Hibiki or something. I don't understand. Ooh, this is really cool. I love that shot with the sparklies. Just get her out of the blue bubble. It's not hard. As I thought, yes. Okay, that's your justification for why we're not just picking her up. Stop it, you two. Whatever you say. Gotcha. Okay, time to fight the freezer baby. Alright, so we're back fighting the same dude again. Yes. Okay. Yeah. How? Oh, we got to sing. Okay, so we got to sing a song and we'll pair up the chateau to do the thing. Gotcha. I wonder if we're going to get a unique song, like a group song or something. Hmm. Oh, really? We're all going for it, huh? I guess we don't have the one person though that like helps with that with the hand holding, but we have Maria, who's also involved in that process. Are we holding hands, girls? I hope we are. Even though I know it's not going to work for good, please work. Oh, Genjiro looks a little bit weird there. Thoughts, Hibiki? Finger move. Okay, palm. We'll take that. Alright, we're taking it on. Well, that's no good. That's the opposite of what we wanted. But it's still pretty bad. Oh, look at the blood go. I don't know. You are missing number 6. Yeah, I thought Hibiki was the one that held it all together. She was the glue. And then if we want to use our little metaphor, it's like Mari is like the nozzle of the gun. Like points it. That's what I thought anyway. Oh, okay. I'll kill you with bullets. They probably do have some kind of plan. I wouldn't be too arrogant. Yeah, but is your future legitimate? Are you being tricked, swindled, one may say? Oh my god. Oh. Oh, they're doing the thing. Well, you're in trouble. You're in trouble, Carol. We put you in the labyrinth. Oh my god, is it gonna shoot something? Okay, that's no good. Ugh. Uh, uh, what is happening? It's a big old beam. Oh my god. I think I knew that once upon a time. Okay. Oh yeah, this is the thing that happened. I remember. Okay, sure. We'll go with it. Let's just put everybody into X Drive. Okay, so she sacked herself to get everyone into X Drive. Got it. Run Elf 9. Oh my god. Alright, you guys are in trouble. Oh yeah, you got a lot of... What was the blood? Oh, the betrayal! Okay, gotcha. So the blood wasn't good blood? I feel like I've heard this song too, for sure. Might have to get like Shazam out for this one. Remember Shazam? Anyway. Oh my god, that looks fucking awesome. Did we do anything? Okay, we got rid of all the tentacles. Alright. Oh, the dancing! Oh, and the that too. Sure. Can't believe this is episode 8. I mean, it's literally like mirroring a previous season's climax, so that's why it's like feels like a climax. Okay, we shot a rocket. I'd imagine it has Hibiki in it. Yeah. Here she is. Alright, lay the final strike. Heki des, Hechara des. Yeah, but what's gonna happen when you defeat it? Isn't it gonna become sparkly juice and then just go into Miku? Oh, that looks sick, by the way. Alright, let's go, everybody. Let's go, chat. Yeah, they're fucking turning it up, huh? This is like some shonen shit. What the fuck am I even looking at? Oh! Something. Yeah, this one might be one for the animation nerds, huh? Like, for me to even pass what's going on. Even that looks fucking sick. Oh. She did it. It's time for the amalgam. Oh yeah, amalgam shit is like illegal. I remember now. Oh, that was sick too. This is episode 8. What? Yeah. Did we slay the god yet? What? What the fuck? What the hell are you talking about? Okay. We shot out a big fist. There's an evil-looking Miku. Okay. Oh, she's cool looking. Happening? Yeah, great. Okay, we're loving this, by the way. I mean, we're not, but we're also loving this. I like this form better than her season 2 one as well. Gotcha. Yeah, gotcha. So that's the twist, right? So it's not like the divine power going into Miku. We're using like Miku as a vessel for it, and then we're playing this just to make us feel terrible about everything. Great. Um, I already like her more than like Fudo. There's some element of like class to her design already that I really like. Obviously, like we've talked about how terrible this all is and how much it's been foreshadowed. Oh, remember that photo too? That was great. But like I feel like this is the best possible scenario here for me anyway. So yeah, somehow we got to like get Miku out, right? So I don't. So what was the context there? So we've destroyed Shemha, the like god, and then the juice has gone into Miku, but Miku's also gone up into the. You know what I mean, though, right? Like, is the god part gone? I would think so. I remember that scene. I really liked that scene too. The Joker, you're supposed to take those out of the deck. And that's literally the end of season 4. Was going to be the end of my little point there. But either way, analysis on episode 8. So yeah, that episode was incredible. Probably a highlight of the entire series so far. We're just like cranking it up to 11. In episode 8, by the way. Not even towards the end. Like the animation was probably the best we've seen thus far, outside of maybe the first episode this season as well, which was also really fucking good. We have some fantastic stuff with Carol, some redemptive stuff there. A true sacrifice leading to, again, like X Drive being activated again. I'm forgetting context around the kind of finale of GX, but again, people were singing like it powered the X Drive. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know they went into X Drive from memory, I think, right? And I definitely remember the shot of like the kind of 6 of them dropping out of the heavens, and they're all in their forms, right? So we're obviously calling back to that again with the chateau being right there and everything. Yeah, that was really cool. And I'm less sad about the Miku stuff than I thought I'd be. Obviously, it's like terrible, but I think I've come to terms with it over the course of the past couple of weeks, where I'm just able to just like kind of enjoy the moment. With again probably utmost confidence that everything's probably going to be okay in the end. I think I really like her design. I thought her transformation sequence was another highlight of another jam-packed episode. Right, lots of shit going on. Again, like, am I calling her Miku? Am I calling her Shamha now? I do not understand. I'm sure I'll get some more context next episode, but yeah, just really good. It was really damn good. I think the implication there as well with Noble Red is that Fudo has revealed that he's a bit of a fucker, which is good. We're moving away from like Noble Red, like mistrusting or putting the trust in the wrong place in Fudo. Again, what's Fudo's plan here? How is he going to get this Shemha person on side? I do not know. Do their goals align somehow? I do not know. Because otherwise you've just kind of like, I'll use you as a weapon. What if Shemha just says like no? No, I'm just gonna like do my own thing and I don't know, destroy the world. Again, we'll jump into goals and that, and they'll probably like illuminate some stuff about the custodians as well. So again, um, I'm gonna go back through this episode again. To my knowledge, we didn't get any new songs. The one song I'll need to check is the one during the climax, but I believe I've heard it before. So yeah, won't need to read through that one again, which is good. Means I can save some time for for the next episode too. Again, like I've talked about a lot of repeated content in Symphogear. This one feels less egregious because it's at the start of an episode, so I'm just kind of like warming up into the episode as it's going as well. I do like the shot at the very start of like kind of Miku on the table, broadly concerned as well. Yeah, we need some insight into what is going on right this second with her, because like the twist at the end is that it's like an inversion of what we thought was going to happen, where the power would go into Miku's kind of disintegrated and gone up into Shemha. I don't know how that works, but sure. This is a fantastic, another piece of fan service as we continue to do our fan servicey season. We get this waveform, and then we get like de blood dato instead of Gungunir dato. I thought it was very good. I liked that a lot. Carol's first thoughts upon being revived, again, it's like a manifestation of memories, was to thank the autoscorers that had done so much to get her to this point. Very touching, but sentimentality doesn't suit you. And that comes into a theme that we do later on with Carol, which is, hey, I'm going to get Elf9 to say all the sappy stuff because it'll ruin my character if I say it myself. Which is just some wonderful tsundere stuff. Like, oh, I need to keep playing the villain, even though I really don't want to. Yeah, a part of the episode I really enjoyed, for sure. And again, as I talked about before the episode, these three would have some context around who Carol is and how fucking good she is at what she does. So that's why they're scared. They're very scared. As she kind of sings through this kind of credit song from last week. Very catchy, very opulent. I like the choir a lot. Yeah, lots to like about this song. It kind of just kicks ass while we watch her beat up Noble Red for a while. Again, this is the revenge, essentially, on what they did to all her autoscorer friends. Still have the harp strings working through this as well, along with the shields. Her fighting style has always been a highlight. Just doing it with, like, minimal effort at the moment, too. Just, like, barely putting a hand up and protecting herself from everything. Again, got these 4 different multicolors, all with different elements. All of the Aristotelian elements at once. It's true. I liked Elsa coming in clutch there with kind of the weird tail thing. Weird. But it helped her friends. That's good. Nice save, Elsa. We bring up here in this moment that, hey, like, we should just all get in there now. This would be a good time to go in and help, but they are not opponents that one can approach carelessly, so we need to have some kind of plan before we approach later on in the episode. There's also, of course, the, I'll talk about it here, the kind of dichotomy between Miku on the operating table and Hibiki on the operating table and how they meet again. Remember their last little kind of wet fart of a goodbye, like a couple of episodes ago. This is all the more tragic for Hibiki, what happens in the end of the episode, because of all these factors, as well as these little dream sequences we get through the middle of the episode as well. Yeah, kind of like the harp that way, mirror it that way, and just a fantastic singing voice to boot. Just, yeah, awesome. I wanted to read what this, yeah, like gathering super gravitational matter. What? I'm just gonna call it a black hole. She like tries to like throw a black hole at them. Sure. Carol gets like some real like murder energy about her and wants to go chase them down and make sure that they die for what they did. You know, putting on that villain. Before Elf9, Force goes to Elf9, which I believe I've seen before somewhere. It's ringing a bell. I believe I've made that joke in the past. Kind of talking to Carol, hey, remember the plan? Remember why we're doing this? We gotta go help Miku. And in the end, it was all for naught, really, because she didn't really help. She kind of helped, kind of. I don't know. We destroyed Shemha, but did we really? I don't know. You did good though, Carol. At least you charged up the girls and gave him X drive. That's something. You had some utility. I love the dynamic between these two this episode too. Just Elf9 being kind of just really nice and, you know, polite and everything and thanking. And I mean, you're obviously like tsundereing it up because you can't be like the villain, or you want to be the villain, excuse me. Yeah, just some great stuff. I really enjoyed the dynamic here. It was great seeing the tsundere side of Carol. I was just acting to protect my body. It's not like I wanted to save you or anything. Like, prototypical tsundere. Love it. Like asking Elf9 to thank them individually because I cannot. It's not words fit for a villain to say. Before Carol comes into this room and starts addressing the bridge crew, saying that she's been watching this entire time. And we just get some context, I guess logistics around how this is actually happening. A certain someone had been using dubious machinery to tinker with their cerebral storage. The memories they collected were simply copied and pasted and alchemically merged into a reasonably stable pseudo-personality. You know, normal stuff. But yeah, that's why Elf9's been tinkering with that machine. We see it in the opening as well. She had this on the back burner for a while, let's say that. Carol very rudely asks for their aid. We start to formulate a plan as to how we're doing it. I like Maria putting up the hand, stopping Tsubasa from saying what she's going to say. Let me get into some stuff around the chateau, right? It's a world destructor capable of dissecting the very planet. So kind of using it as a funnel with a lot of phonic gain will like help you basically. So if we get a ton of phonic gain and get the right people in the right places at the right time, we'll be able to defeat the god and hopefully put a stop to whatever the hell's going on. I think that's what you do when you explode with all your singing, right? You sing, you create the phonic gain of 7 billion people, and then that gives them X drive among making Shemha weaker potentially. I do not know. I do not know. I'll maybe need to reread this dialogue a little bit more, but that's what they're trying to do. The 5 of them up the top later on, without Hibiki to help. Yeah, now we're dissecting this line a little bit as well. It's going to take a little more time before the divine power manifests into a divine being itself. So I think we were all thinking that like divine energy would funnel down, not Miku would disintegrate and then funnel up. I don't know, again, I don't know the nuances there, but I think that's like the reveal at the end. Where have we seen this before? We see Fudo fucking lambasting Noble Red for failing to protect the noble, not the noble being, the divine being and all that shit. His plan, basically, right? The answer is we've seen this on the bridge before. Maybe we're not so different, you and I, between the villains and the heroes. So one thing I noticed here, just like, we see this on the face, right? And I want to look at the face later to see if this is improved at all, or maybe he gave them, like, fake blood that wasn't very good. Yeah, that's why I've provided you with blood. Of course you will do my bidding. And again, when the divine power is yours, please remember us. Please remember what we did for you. This totally won't backfire at all. The thing is, I didn't expect it to backfire this episode. Yeah, that is a quick turnaround for betrayal. Oh, grant us human bodies. Oh, interesting. Okay. I didn't know that was part of your want there, right? The world that you want to create or whatever justification you use later on. You guys want human bodies. Okay. Interesting. We're kind of in a similar ballpark to Sanjaman and her merry group. Kind of, again, like with that kind of perfect body vibe, but they got their perfect bodies, right? Again, weird. Should call him an ancient asshole. That's a great insult too. I like that. And we see a little bit of Fudo with nobody else. He's not on a fucking group Discord call with anybody else. Soon enough, the divine power will be mine. And I have insurance against the only threat, the God Slayer. So again, like, is the insurance Tsubasa? Because that's pretty good insurance. Or is the insurance being that we're going to use Miku in this process, and that's going to, like, I know about the relationship between these two and how close they are, potentially that'll get in her head. If it's the latter, I find, like, that's been foreshadowed from so far out that it's not even surprising to me anymore. It's more surprising that you even knew about that, considering I don't know why you're looking at the relationships between, like, other high school girls, but sure. Yeah, because this coming right after that would imply to me that this is the reason why. Like, this relationship is the insurance against the Godslayer. A little dream sequence where Hibiki can't seem to catch up to Miku. Oh no! She's drifting away, potentially. I am no longer Miku, I am Shemha. That kind of vibe. We spend most of the latter portion of the episode with the rest of the girls up the top doing their battle stuff. I'll notify you of any cool pieces of animation or that kind of thing. And we can't just drag her off the altar. We have Elf9 with our little bit of exposition here, because again, my first thought is like, why aren't we just like picking her up and taking her somewhere else? We can't. It'll fucking ruin her or something. We continue the Carol Sundere hour where Elf9 being like unhumanly nice. Yeah, the eyes there, that's very cute, huh? Like here. Great. Like, it's all about putting these fools in my debt. That's why I sacrifice myself later in the episode to help them. Alright, and then we just kind of jump in. Everybody is here. We're ready to commence the attacking. There's a bunch of mumbo-jumbo here about the chateau that I'll read again. Since ancient times, people have felt a divine presence in the shape of the world, and in their worship, the two concepts became frequently one and the same. The chateau is a tool to dissect that very idea. It can defeat the foe we face, another kind of conceptual weapon. The two concepts of the shape of the world and worship, we're dissecting the concept of worship. Again, linking that into a divine being. Linking divine beings in the shape of the world, which the chateau is for like dissecting the very earth, and we're using that to like dissect a divine being in that same way. Interesting, okay. And we do not have enough power to do this yet, but we're going to, like, this is a mega structure with a bunch of relics. We just need a fuck ton of phonic gain, and we'll be able to activate it. Again, my question is, like, did this happen in the episode? Is that what we're doing in the episode? Or did, like, the immense phonic gain from Carol just activate X Drive and we went into a different plan? And this plan is potentially going to be used later on. Either way, the plan from here becomes, hey, we got to generate a fuck ton of phonic gain. How do we do that? Superb song sounds pretty good. Let's all hold hands and start singing Kumbaya, except a very bloody rendition of Kumbaya that hurts our very souls. It's been a while since we've heard our little superb song intros as well, which is nice. And I like the kind of harmonies between the girls as well. That's pretty good. My question right now is, like, does the general public know that any of this is going on? Can they like kind of look over and see, hey, there's like a giant naked baby up there? I wonder if that's got anything to do with anything. Classic stuff here for Hibiki as well. Just that hand move, right? She may be coming later in the episode. I'm gonna say in about 7 minutes' time. There's been an explosive rise in phonic gain, but no reaction from the chateau. I think, yeah, so in the past, we've done this with Hibiki here as well, kind of channeling it or holding hands and gluing everybody together, but it didn't work this time without her. That's my read on it anyway. Like, we're missing an integral part of the process here that helped our hand-holding super mega Zesshou beam from working. Yeah, it seemed that Elf9 had an idea before we're so rudely interrupted by some unwelcome guests. That would be the return of Noble Red in the same room that Carol fought them last time. But they got a plan this time. They got, like, something that they can do to help. I guess they were caught off guard last time, which is fair enough. So we attack Carol from all angles, whilst exclaiming things about, oh yeah, we're not heroes, we're weak, we're monsters, blah 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 blah, and kind of channeling those negative feelings. But the point being that we're all attacking her at once and getting her like right in the middle of our little plan. And yeah, right where we wanted you. We got you in the circle, baby. And we put you in the conceptual labyrinth. Again, bringing in that monster terminology into it. The same thing that Hibiki and Co were caught in before. And again, would have been probably destroyed by, if not for that amalgam magic that happened. Kind of Sanjaman to the rescue. I guess they're like Norden too on using this ability, no? Like, Carol kind of gets out of it, and Hibiki and Co got out of it before, earlier in the season, so not really all that effective. Maybe third time's the charm for it later on. So they're channeling all this phonic gain, makes them an easy target for Shem-Ha, and we see this beam, bah! Yeah, it kind of flings them up into the air. So yeah, it's like, you know, it's getting dire on the roof, it's getting dire down here. We need some kind of random act of sacrifice and brilliance to get us out of this. So yeah, okay, on the faces here, right? I don't see any of these markings yet, because that's the thing I'm watching for, because what happens after this is of course they're immobilized by whatever it is that happens. I think they're bleeding from the mouth or whatever. And then Fudo laughs and has like evil red eyes. So I thought that, hey, maybe that blood was fake, but maybe it was just like temporary help and didn't help for good. I don't know. Either way, Carol shoots a fuck ton of phonic gain. She starts singing in the labyrinth. How did you break the labyrinth? I merely sang. That's right. My song alone has the phonic gain of 7 billion superb songs. And then, yeah, we get this shot, which I'm pretty sure is just like a mirrored shot from season 3. Like the clouds opening, the clouds breaking, and we see all the X-Drive forms Well, not all of them, but most of the X-Drive forms there ready to attack. I'd need somebody more in the know to tell me if these are like the same forms or different slightly. And we kind of see the reversed roles here, right? So Elf9 is now taking control as Carol essentially sacrificed herself, but Carol's now the Force Ghost. It was too much, even for me. The rest is in your hands, and she fades away. Right, I have to go save Miku. Yeah, and then this is where this happens, right? Like, Noble Red try to get up and then they can't. These symptoms, you didn't. Indeed, it's the duty of the Kazanari Sentinels to protect the country from any and all threats. And he's got like, remember those memes like ages ago, years ago now? The woke eyes. It's kind of got that vibe. So yeah, Fudo betrayed them. I'm guessing something to do with the blood. And then we just start banger action scene, I guess. I'm trying to figure out where this song is from. Yeah, I knew I had heard it before. It's called Final Commander, and it's the ED for the first episode this season. So yeah, that's kind of something we've also done during the past in Symphogear, using that kind of first episode ED as a later portion of the season, like in another climactic moment. So yeah, I knew I'd recognized the song from somewhere, so that's good. I'm not like completely illiterate. We clad ourselves in the light of hope as we all kind of converge on Shemha here to try to bring it down. And we start to genuinely have some success, and it's buoyed by some excellent pieces of animation, up to and including this piece. Just fucking sick as shit. I don't know what to tell you. Oh yeah, this combo attack with Mario and Chris is ridiculous. So like the two like locking eyes, ooh, and then we're gonna start like ballroom dancing. And then there's a part here that's too lewd for my video, but let's say it was quite ridiculous. Yeah, we'll cut right there. And yeah, we shoot like a massive super beam. Like I don't know how it survives all these like ridiculous attacks. It's just pure, unadulterated Symphogear fun for the next, like, few minutes. We see it do its little regen ability here. Again, I'm thinking, like, it brings in another version of itself from another dimension. We see the bridge crew frantically on the keyboards and stuff, and there's some kind of target between this thing, and we're going to shoot something along that trajectory, so I wonder what it is. Here it is! Big old missile! And yeah, instead of being shot out of the sky, it's a... It's a Hibiki. She's out of nowhere, and she's here to help. Our trump card hits him with the Heki Hechara and gets Genjiro to agree to let her go. Just yelling out Gungnir as well. Awesome. All the parts where Hibiki's flying through the air look so good. It looks like something from like one of them pop-off shonen set pieces. It's genuinely such a long way from the first season. It's ridiculous. Like, I can hardly even track it, it's going so fast in my 2x speed. Just, like, everything from, like, here to here is fucking so good. Like, into here, yeah, great. Another great shot here, Hibiki in the middle of our little pentagon here of all the other girls. As, like, all the beams are going off, and, oh, this shit's going fucking crazy. I didn't even know what's going on here with those beams, but sure. It is... unreal. This is an unreal set piece. It's so good. Like, some of these attacks, I can't even tell you what's going on, but it's fucking so sick. So, whatever the hell this was, all this, like, all these sparklies around Hibiki, she somehow gets saved from it from Chris. And all the tentacles, like, continue to fly out and follow her. And you just got Nanamizuki belting in the background as well. It's fucking awesome. Again, more evidence of Chris being the GOAT, by the way. Just saving Hibiki again. How good. How good. Like, this shot here as well into, like, the, you know, that effect. And then we're bringing in the forbidden amalgam to get us out of that as well, right? We're like, oh, I'm bringing in my shield. And then I'm going to get my gold double fist action to, you know? This thing, like, opening up and being, like, really fleshy inside is kind of giving me the creeps, too. I don't really like it. But it kind of represents a final attack for this version of Shemha anyway. You could even argue, something I was just thinking about, you could argue that kind of Miku turning, or whatever we call it, right, is a kind of like a Season 2 reference, in the same way that this here would be a Season 4 reference, and all the stuff with Carol would be a Season 3 reference. Again, we're just bringing in various things that we've done at various levels before, turning them up to fucking 11, and letting everybody go crazy with them. It's so good. And yeah, the most amazing part for me is that how is this episode 8? How is this not episode 12, you know? We'll yell to Hibiki to do her little motto about punching, short, straight, direct, fast, all those words. And yeah, we shatter something, we fly out, and Elf9 says this, which I'm still kind of confused about. The power isn't becoming part of Miku. Miku is becoming a part of the power. So I think the implication here is that we're losing Miku in this process. Never to be seen again, obviously. Again, I'm still holding some amount of hope that she's going to be okay, based on all possible evidence that things generally end out okay for our main characters. So yeah, you punch the thing, it breaks the thing. It lets me go through its like head into like a different like space. And then evil, scary Miku's just kind of hanging out there. But again, it's not Miku, it's Shemha, right? So what did... Are we going to get like some kind of flashback to what? Because again, like your mummified corpse or whatever the hell was like really tall and shit. So obviously you're taking in aspects of Miku's character design, unless you just look like that as well, and you both like look like the same person? Question mark. Either way, it's cool. I don't know what it is. It's something about having a female villain versus a male villain, I think. And not like just some old bloke. That's probably one of the main reasons that I didn't like Ver as well. It's just like some creepy dude in like his probably like mid-30s. Just like being an evil scientist. And Fudo's just like a vampire. No, it'd be cool if he was a vampire. He's just like old. When I think you can have more fun in like an anime sphere with a female villain, especially in Symphogear, I think. So yeah, Miku's here. She's got them. These are very similar to the eyes that she had in season 2 as well. Float down, and yeah, this is where we're just animationing the shit out of everything. Gets rid of the robe, and then we don everything else. You've still got like a bunch of Symphogear paraphernalia as well, though. Like you're not like just like a pure like mystical wizard. I guess Fine did as well, right? She still had like a little bit of a sci-fi-ish design there. I like the horns too. The horns are cool. It looks a lot better in the front on shot, I think. And yeah, end with like almost some rhythmic gymnastics type shit. Like from here, like all these like, yeah, sick. What is this? Because this looks like almost like Shin Shojing as well, though. I don't know. You've got like a big dumb like leg. You know what I mean, though, right? I just want to see you like fight. You've also got Shemha, like the bracer itself on the wrist there. So of course, Hibiki like immediately jumps out of her like big form too, right? So like there, and yeah, like Hibiki mistakes her for Miku. No, my name is Shemha, the one worshipped by mankind as the god of this planet. Yeah, again, that was implied before from a different comment as well. Like, this is literally just God, right? Right? And wasn't there some stuff about Fine and just like the god of this planet? And then I'd have to go back and look at like the mummy, like the sarcophagus, the thing that was in there, if it was male or female or anywhere in between. Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely something brewing here, and now that this cat's out of the bag, that was very obvious from the start. Just the specifics were up in flux, kind of. I'm keen to see where we go from here. What is Fudo's plan in this? How do we get out of this? How are we justifying that within our kind of Symphogear systems we've set up? What is Hibika's reaction to this going to be? What is I was going to say, what is Miku's reaction to this going to be? I don't know if we're ever going to really get that, but yeah. This episode was one of the best episodes. It just is. The sequence from about like here onwards is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and it's the highest budget. Oh, again, this and like episode 1 of season 5, like in the animation department, are both just ridiculous. Yeah, and this episode is called XV, Exiv, which I'm sure has some greater meaning now that I read it. Sure. And we end the episode, obviously, with a little kind of slideshow of all the different Miku moments throughout the thing, just to pile on the pain for everybody. But again, I made most of my peace with this a little bit earlier, probably a couple weeks ago now. So I'm just ready to watch. I'm ready to watch more. So yeah, as I say that, I'm going to roll into episode 9. believe it's 9. Yes, 9. And we're back with an extremely white episode 9 of Symphogear, Exiv, that is. 23 minutes and 39 seconds on this one, so sync up accordingly. I'll have that picture-in-picture version there. Court subs, and I'm going to get this blinding light off of my face. Rightio? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, hello. Yeah, correct. Yeah, just pile on the pain. Because Miku's, like, technically dead. Technically. But again, I just, like, I don't believe you. But no, she's now some kind of, like, space wizard. Not with the hand holding, too. Most certainly was. She got, like, a mattress down there to fall on, too. Yeah, just pile on the pain, fuck it. Make us feel as bad as possible. Yeah, this shot, I'm gonna keep bringing it up, it's very interesting. Like, that amount of focus on Maria and Serena, I'm guessing, right? Like, little kid version. Like, to where we would put it there in the opening. Yeah, this as well. We're waiting for Fudo to come in and be like, Tsubasa also evil, which is going to take everybody by surprise as well. What is those two and Mom though? Weird. So full disclosure, I thought that the spoiler that people were talking about in this part of the opening would have been this Miku design, like right here. And I was going to be like, why the fuck would you put that in the opening? But it was a different spoiler for another different form, so you know. I am a father? I'm not. What happened? What is this time skip? Why wouldn't you be hungry after spending all day sleeping? What is happening? On probation? Or for the amalgam? I love this as a story direction too, but I just want to know what else happened. Yeah, I mean, they're talking about why it's a good story connection right now. Yeah, we're both being kind of deadbeats at the moment, huh? Yeah, please tell me what happened. Because I guess the whole Fudo thing is going to be like, oh my god. Like, he's not using it for world domination, at least yet. So there's no, like, time limit yet. Okay. I'm trying to gauge this voice here, too. Is it Miku? Or is it a different voice actress? I'm not Miku. I've already said that. Not the Curse of Bilal. The fuck just happened? What just happened? What do you mean the same one as before? Okay, and then here's the Tsubasa part. Okay, bye. What are you doing? Yeah. Okay. Thank you, brainwashed one. You know what's great about this? There's no more like bullets in the chamber. I don't know what's going to happen now, right? Yeah, she's a pretty good fighter, huh? And then you're going to bring her to Fudo. Gotcha. I don't know what the back is. What is the back? I can. I've known it since like episode 3 or so. Yeah, she's been brainwashed. Look into her eyes. There's a bunch of like sparkly stuff. Bunch of stained glass. Oh, that made me think like my phone was like went off. Oh, just Mario? Okay. What the fuck am I looking at? Some kind of server room? Okay. Yeah, I love her hair. Okay, gotcha. So now we're using our tech. Okay, gotcha. And this is how Fudo gets control. It's a god. Oh. A Faust robe made from. Oh, okay, so we're using like alchemist shit too. But the one who made it is long gone? I'm gonna be sick. No. Some sense of morality here, surely. He didn't really tell me to? Unless he did? Hmm. Oh. Noble Red moment? You keep saying that, but you're proved wrong time and time again. Alright. Thoughts, Mario? Yeah. Okay. Thoughts? How are we going to do this? We keep it within the family here, too. Okay. Una reverse card type situation. Yeah, kill the old guy. Keep Tsubasa. Ooh, okay, so we need you because you're older, because you can murder. Okay, that's way more our speed. Is that really the halfway point? Oh, it's a very early halfway point in the episode. Yeah. Oh, you're so pathetic. That's funny. Curse? You don't have a curse on you. That's like the one thing. I want to get into the kind of dynamics of how Fudo's done all this. Like the Faust robe of Shen Jing. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? And then he's like plugging that into like some bullshit, and then that's helping, and it's gonna like let him control. Either way, we're going to like jump in and to his like institute. Oh, hello, noise, Alka noise even. Oh. Okay. Sucks to be all those agents, though. Okay, so you can't use amalgam. Yeah, because you're like UN. So you can't use amalgam no matter what. Because then it might just jeopardize song as a total. Yeah, Murray is going on a murder mission. You wouldn't understand. Shoot him in the head. Put a bullet through his brain. Brain. Shut up. It's a classic like showdown shot too. Alright, yeah, I mean, but where is Also don't hurt Genjiro, please. I've just noticed that you have a sword. Yeah, like where's the Miku bot? But that'll be Tsubasa, right? Oh, the moon! Yo! What the fuck was that? Who's heel? Yeah, give him a piece of your mind. How are we gonna break the brainwashing? You know who could do it? Miller could do that. Yeah, you had 4 seasons of development about it. Whoa! This is sick? This is all very thematically cohesive, right? With the strength and the weakness and all that kind of stuff. With Noble Red, I'm saying, right? And then we're calling her to be the monster. Slapu! Oh, okay, we won. All it took was a swift slap to the face. Yeah. Give her a hug, please. Who is heel? I want to see who heel is. I feel bad for Genjiro. Something's bad. Can we please not do this to Genjiro? Okay. What the fuck? Alright. I punched his heart out of his chest. Or not if I do first. Not Genjiro. Are we gonna suplex him? No! Not Genjiro! He's fucking dead. He's dead as shit. No! He's ripped though. Alright, what's going on, fake Miku? Okay, you were heel. Gotcha. Okay. Not if Miku has something to say about it? Holy fuck. Okay. You just murder with impunity. What a random scene. Okay. Shit's hitting the fan. He's huge? No, see, you broke the brainwashing. No, I don't think I will. Nah, shit doesn't work anymore. I carry this on me. Okay, well. Oh shit! Not Tsubasa's fake dad taking a bullet for her. Holy fuck. Well, he's like definitely actually dead. You were my real dad the whole time. Yo. Yeah, I mean, Mario kind of told me a truncated version of that already, but I appreciate the sentiment. Okay, he's turning on the cartoony evil a little bit more that I'm liking. Okay, I'm standing. Yeah, watch me save the world with my song. Is this just going to be the similar transformation sequence, or are we going to do something a bit special? Nah, it's the same one. It's still sick, though. Especially this moonshot coming up is insane. Yeah, Subasa's has to be the best one. It just has to be. Hate to nitpick, but what if this was the first time I saw this? It'd be pretty good. Mm-hmm. And of course, we're not doing like the depression anthem anymore. Fudo be like, I need a sentinel to save my country. I'm also the strongest person ever. Like, you drop a nuke on this guy, I feel sorry for the nuke. Oh, the sound effect. That can't be, like, good for the body. Fiery wind blades something. Hit him with that amalgam then. Oh shit! What is he doing? She's evolving her spin shit into new and varied forms. But she's also kind of getting her ass kicked. You learn your place and die. Yeah, gotcha. Nah, it's amalgam. Oh, huh? Well, we approved. Okay, are you gonna get like gold double fists as well, or someone else gold? Gold Christmas tree? Okay, no, it's more like a spear thing. What? No, not the sword. Yes! Oh, he's back. What? But I was about to murder him. It would have been fucking cool. Alright, what is happening? Okay, we finished like Miku Mark 2. Oh, but you got released because we allowed it. It's fine. Alright, you're back. I have to. Yeah. Don't use my catchphrase, old man. I know they're your catchphrase first, but still. Oh, look at the shot. I guess. Like a bit of perspective. Or the curse of needing to save people. Is it? Somebody would need to tell me. How smart are you? Wow. Okay, we're happy, but I mean, shit's still fucked. I don't understand where we stopped that fight. I guess I would need to see what the fake dad said, and maybe what she was doing was contradictory there. But other than that, like, I mean, murder the evil guy. That's what I would have done. Oh, is that new in the ED? I just kind of saw like a reversed like Miku, like the other Miku, like fake Miku. Fake Miku with her hair just looking awesome. Love the haircut. Get a divine power barber. Yeah, these episodes are really good. Like really, really good. It's just non-stop hype. Like Genjiro got suplexed, and I think that was like wouldn't even make like the top 5 cool things that happened this episode. Yeah, I'm also keen to reread some of this dialogue and get into the nitty gritty about how this whole Miku situation is working. Yeah, and the other thing I'm happy about is like we've gotten past some of the Tsubasa stuff. Of course, there's still stuff to play out there, but we're past the brainwashing, which is good. Oh, post credit. Hello, whatever you are. You look like the Frontier. But you're obviously not the Frontier, you're whatever's on the moon, is resonating with something. Weird. Has Shemha gone rogue? Question mark? And is contacting whatever the hell's on the moon? Question mark? I don't know. That's fucking crazy. Like, is this part of the plan? Anyway, I'll talk about it in due time. Analysis up shortly. And we're back. Yeah, that episode was really good. I said as much in the ED. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Like, a lot of shit happened at that compound, at like the Kazanari little spot there. Did Noble Red just fucking die as well? I only just caught on to that. Did they just fucking die? They all got murdered by you. Well, it's not you, but you know what I mean. It was ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And also like Fudo just being like Superman. He's so powerful. Huh? Why do you need somebody else to save Japan? It can just be you, and you would be fine. And then the fake dad, oh my god, Yatsuhiro, I think, him sacrificing himself for Tsubasa after all that angst from what season was that? Season 3, I want to say. That's when we're doing all the dad stuff. So I'd imagine season 3. Um, yeah. So that came back up again. What else happened? Maria got like kind of taken out of commission there for a bit as well, but also kind of broke the brainwashing like very easily with a slap. We kind of get to a point where Tsubasa is like broken and beaten before getting back up and rising out of that, which is awesome. So following the track of the episode, right? It's like betrayal. Go back. Is this really the right thing? Into Maria telling her it isn't the right thing, into crisis of faith, into falling down, into picking oneself back up, but still ultimately being defeated. Or not defeated, but somebody standing in your way. I guess that last scene would work better for me without rereading it. It may still work. If Tsubasa had way more of like a murder boner, I thought that she was just being like, she was just being cool. I didn't sense like her going too far out of it, becoming the monster that they said that she was. Is that not our vibe? Killing? I don't know. I'd kill him. He seems pretty evil. But again, I'll read the dialogue. I'm sure there's a thematic reason to it, and we'll have a way better ending for Fudo. Probably a fate worse than death or something, something equivalent, hopefully. Either way, we start the episode proper with a lot of Hibiki Miku stuff, which I'm sure is our lead-in direction going forward for the next 4 episodes broadly, you'd think, right? We're way more focused on that conflict now that the Tsubasa stuff is kind of played out a little bit. Of course, there's still some more stuff there, right? She still needs another triumphant scene probably at the end of this to come back out of this this kind of state she's in at the end of this episode. But other than that, I think we're going to mostly focus on you two. I would think, right? Something about stars, seeing stars, shooting stars. And remember those shooting stars on the key visual. I don't know, something. That's how I'd write it anyway. We may have fought sometimes, but we make up in the end. See, this is different, right? Because it's like very clearly just like not Miku anymore. Like Miku's like, kind of dead. What's the Taylor Swift? Sorry, the old Miku can't come to the phone right now. Why? Because she's dead. It's that kind of vibe, right? As crass as that may be. Yeah, I think the most telling sign here is like the biggest bringing together themes, like reaching out with the hand to hold her hand and save her, and just like nothing, like no reaction. My sunshine was swallowed up by a shadow. The hand I reach out to hold yours grasped only the cruel reality of what was to come. Maybe on the nose, but I kind of like the dialogue here. That day, everything I held dear was taken away from me. It's definitely very intense. I mean, justifiably so. It's probably the strongest two-person relationship in the show. No, probably. So yeah, that part before the opening just kind of serves to make you feel as bad as possible. It kind of, again, similar purpose to the ED from the last episode, just showing, hey, Miku was cool and they had a lot of like lovely moments together. They were very sweet. Well, that's all away now. We took that all away. Hope you feel good about that. And I don't. Oh, great. So episode 9 is called I Am a Father. So we're bringing in like a lot of the father stuff, obviously. Like the stuff on screen is the most obvious one, but also like all the stuff at the end with Tsubasa and her fake dad and her real dad and who really is her real dad and all that kind of thing. I wanted to praise this writing decision right here, right now. Right? What is one word you would use to describe Top Dad? I would say pathetic. Pathetic at a low point. A coward. Somebody that runs away. All sorts of other words. All sorts of other nice words. So what does Hibiki feel right now? She feels similarly to him. And what he did, right? She feels that her probation, whether it be like the reason why she's here or not, is like causing her to run away. Like something so kind of worldview shattering happened that she's kind of unable to even recover to this point, if that makes any sense. Like she's become what her father was back in the day, where something shattering happened to what he considered normal, and then couldn't take it and ran away. And again, their kind of states are being mirrored right now. It's, yeah, again, pathetic. We're eating instant noodles under the fucking, what do you call this thing? Kotatsu? Is that it? Yeah, kotatsu. Like running away from our problems. I really like it as a writing decision. It's, before they explain it, it's immediately shorthand for where Hibiki is right now. She's at her lowest moment as represented by this guy. You know, like she spent all day sleeping. She just couldn't cope with anything else. And whilst her friends are like in the next scene, they're literally like, you know, on the brink of death, doing the most important thing ever. Because of the probation, she can't go and help them. But also, she's like stuffed the probation. She should just go help them, I think. Yeah, you were symbolism for running away. I had no idea what to do besides running away after I saw the person that was most precious to me taken away. Yeah, they're very obvious about it, but I picked this up like back here. Like I'm like, I immediately knew what they were doing. So Top Dad here says, "Hey, if you feel bad about something, do you want to talk about it with me?" And then, you know, like nice smile, like proceeds to tell him about everything that's going on, and then he's like, "Oh, this is too complicated. I stopped listening. I don't understand." He's just the worst, man. Well, he's not the worst. Fudo's the worst, like obviously, but he's pretty bad. He's very not competent. Incompetent, that's a word. And this is, yeah, again, we've done this a couple of times, even up to and including this season, where we start with something a little bit weird and then go back and tell like what happened before. There's a small time skip, and then we go back and fill in the blank. Your proliferance is impressive, humans. After my eons long slumber, you still writhe endlessly upon this earth, like some kind of bug, like some kind of ant. Stop that, Miku would never speak so coldly. Because I'm not Miku. Didn't you get the memo? All that remains is that vexing moon. The vexing moon. Okay, listen. I need a lore refresh. So what's the go with the Curse of Balal? I thought that you guys like liked the Curse of Balal, right? Because it gave some separation between gods and humans. Because you're like literally God right now. You're like literally like any religion that has one deity. You're like that deity. You know, the again, I'd need to go back to my studies of religion classes from high school, but you know what I mean. I thought that you were like the person that put this in place. No, to stop the communication between humans and gods, to put some language barrier between everything. Again, I need a refresher there. This is like some straight up almost season 1 type gear. Cool. So you're looking up at that moon. You're like, fuck, that moon looks cool. You get like cyberspaced right here. Chris then notices this thing that she's wearing. Don't tell me it's the same one as before. What do you mean by this? Like this, we imply some stuff about Senshojing something. Again, like, is this the same one as season 2? Is my question. Is that what she's implying? Either way, it all happens very quickly here because like you've got vitals up of Miku, and now we're gonna seal activate you, which is cool. And then yeah, I'm gonna take you away and run away. Everything I do for this country. Says Sentinel San over here. She's just firing wildly? She wasn't. She was firing some shadow weave spray to keep everyone grounded and stop them from chasing her. You could argue that what Fudo wanted was murder, and then her conscience kind of kicked in here, and it's like, hey, I'm not going to murder my friends. Yeah, she just keeps saying, like, I am a sentinel for a bit, so... And then just kind of flies away. And then we're linking that into probably a similar scene where these guys are kind of reminiscing on what happened as well. The rest of the crew that isn't either taken away or on probation, or evil, or brainwashed, you know? So Kazunari Institute's behind all of this. We're going to need to formulate a plan to infiltrate at some point in the episode. Chris is like, I still trust her. She's too simple and blunt to be capable of betrayal. True, but also rude. I think so, at least a little bit. And Elf9, the 1-1 with smarts, I suspect those eyes were to blame. Yes, they were. Oh yeah, because they tried to brainwash you, I remember. They tried to hit you with the thing. Or they did succeed in doing so? At least briefly? Did they? What even happened? Am I stupid? How did they get Elf9 to power the thing? They did brainwash her, yes. but she broke out of it eventually. Because Carol was in there, and Carol prevented some element of it. Hang on, I'm going to go back and check. Okay, I got it. So they do brainwash her, but then they try to break her mind here, and that's when Carol steps in. Gotcha. Okay, so, like, you do succeed once, but when it becomes to, like, actual Elf9's life, you step in, I guess. Cool, and then this scene here, where I guess we're, like, underground at Fudo's place, the Kazunari spot. um, we see the answer to one of my biggest questions from last episode, which is, like, how are we going to, like, control Miku? Like, what's the plan here, right? So we start with Fudo, like, dehumanizing her by not even, like, allowing her to have a name. No, you are not named divine power to fit our country. That is your purpose. So the direct feedback system's mental override will soon be complete. When that time comes, we will have a whole new level of deterrence. But how could you make a new Symphogear without Professor Sakurai? It's because it isn't a Symphogear. Ryoko, not here. We can't make Symphogear. It is a Faust robe made from Shenshou Jing. Of course, you're in possession of Shenshou Jing because you're just able to do that because you're you and you have your role. So we're bringing in, like, alchemy shit. So, like, there's a ton of shit going on. Though the one that put it together is long gone. Like, I just don't know what you're talking about, man. And I'm sure we're going to get, like, some explanation eventually. The one who put it together is long gone. Well, Ver had a lot to do with Shenshou Jing. Could he do, like, some Faust robe shit? I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the hell's going on, man. But either way, like, I guess I'm being, like, dumb. Either way, he's using this to control Miku, and that's the important part, right? This is his plan to be able to actually possess this weapon, this divine power, to protect the country. And as Tsubasa sees him start to evil laugh, she's questioning why did I do this? Which is a good question. A voice whispered in my ear to do what was necessary. I acted without thinking. Was this actually the right thing to do? Yeah, I'm gonna, like, throw up at the thought. And then we're still, like, getting annoyed at Tsubasa for not, like, slaughtering all her friends. So, that's where we're at here with Fudo. And here's the most important line, probably the line linking in into a lot of the Noble Red stuff. Become a monster if that is what it takes to protect this country. And of course, songs cannot save the world. So you stick by me, don't do what you used to do. I'm going to dehumanize you in the same way that I dehumanized Noble Red and promised them with something that they probably want in a weird, twisted way. And yeah, I mean, Noble Red get murdered by the end of all this. But if you guys talked it out, I'm sure you'd have some common ground to now. Oh yeah, and this is really weird. So so now we know that Fudo's involved, right? Fudo orchestrated everything. We need the only, like, of age member of our bridge crew, song, whatever, to do a hit. We're going to murder Fudo. And by extension, we're implying we're going to murder Tsubasa as well. And yeah, this is, of course, bringing in a lot of the spy shenanigans that Maria has been doing for a while, along with Ogawa, so makes sense that we would employ her on such a mission. So we're going to arrest him through the same law that he passed, this, like, dangers to Japan foreign thing. The thing that's stopping Faust robes from happening as well. But should the circumstances demand it, we've been authorized to use lethal force. Hibiki is currently under probation. You're the only mature one. We have to trust you with this. Mission or not, I can't do that. Keeping close to her morals. Have you forgotten a ninja is human before they are a blade? Again, sharply contrasting with the whole Tsubasa thing, right? Where she's being devalued as a human, right? You are a monster, as Fudo says. And you are a blade first. That's your duty as a sentinel, right? You have to forget your humanity to progress here. What Mario is doing is taking, like, the real heroic tact, right? And probably the tact that we're punishing in the end of the episode as well, right? That's why Genjiro gets in the way. Like, the loss of humanity upon taking another one's life is the conflict here. And again, we're bringing up here in the episode, so it makes sense later in the episode, even if I don't realize it immediately. So yeah, we're going to do this non-lethally, and she's going to go in and bring Tsubasa back. The real Tsubasa back, potentially stopping that brainwashing. Yeah, this is just funny. Like I explained my story, and then I got kind of bored and just, like, didn't understand it. Oh, then there's this part of the episode where we're bringing up that that curse blessing dichotomy. So even that's like starting here. Gotcha. Yeah, the dad's just he's kind of pathetic. It's funny. Yeah, it's like upon hearing that curse word, the dad like sparks up a little bit. Interesting. Oh, so this is cool. We use like Tsubasa fake dad eye tech to get into the house. That's pretty cool. It makes sense, right? He's part of the family. And yeah, we send a bunch of agents in first, arrest Fudo and his associates. However, his associates were also alkanoids that immediately murder everybody. Maria, remember, no amalgam. So we keep bringing this up, right? You're in trouble if you use your amalgam. Any further violations would jeopardize Song's ability to operate within Japan. So, we do see another amalgam get used this episode, right? We see Tsubasa use it. So we're going to use some red tape justifications to kick Song out after this? Is there going to be some greater global like pressure on them because of Tsubasa's actions in this episode as well? I do not know. But it is being built up as so with this line. Kind of the rest of the cast is relegated to bridge crew this episode, which is fine. I guess it's a bit more of a personal thing between Maria and Tsubasa, so I don't really mind. But yeah, it just feels weird. I don't know. Especially with like Genjiro getting like super suplexed. I thought that they would jump in and help at that point. Now, I get to talk about this. I think Fudo is way better this episode. He becomes cartoonishly evil in a way that I think fits Symphogear a lot better, right? Where before this, he was just kind of like, there was no fun to it. But as soon as he did that suplex, as soon as like his eyes started going a bit crazy, a bit Ver-like, I started to like it a lot more. I did. So yeah, the more like actual fighting you do and the less like espionage, the more I like respect you as being just like a strong guy. I don't know. Yeah, but before this, I was like, why don't they just like shoot the old guy in the head? You can't. He's very, very strong. So yeah, this fight here, one of the highlights of the episode for sure, for sure. And we're contrasting that fight with a sword with this fight with a sword as well. Tsubasa standing in front of that moon, which she likes to do a lot. And then we see Heel, and I'm like, oh, who is Heel? Heel is obviously Vanessa, right? So that is Noble Red approaching and doing their little thing that they do downstairs later on. Is blindly following Kazunari Fudo your idea of what it means to be a sentinel of the people? That's right, that's why we need divine power. Remember your home, your friends. Remember your reason for being. My reason for being, you said you'd protect people, not with divine power, but with your own strength. Again, we've had 4 seasons of Tsubasa development building up to this point, which Maria just needs to skillfully remind Tsubasa of, and then she'll snap out of it. A little bit of a slip there, potentially. The fight here is pretty slick. I think there's better fights in the episode, though. It's very quick, it's very flashy, a lot of swords clashing. Again, I'm really fond of Maria's fighting style with the kind of twin daggers. Also, yeah, Tsubasa like doing this like multiple times an episode, just like kind of this off-center spin crazy thing that I just find very endearing. She turns full like hamster mode, which I enjoy. Again, they're having a battle of ideals here whilst they're actually having an actual battle as well. Tsubasa hitting back with, it's because they're weak that I need the strong power to protect them. All the dodges here are pretty sick too. And then stop, Pooh. You'll protect them because they're weak? How arrogant. It's like you depend on being able to protect people to have a reason to live. Yeah, remember your whole thing was like, I'm only a sword, I'm just sword, and as soon as I can't become sword anymore, then I'm like suicidal, borderline, right? That was your season 1 kind of arc there, right? Finding a reason to live outside of being a sword. And yeah, when did you start caring more about protecting yourself than others? When did you start being so selfish? Which I don't see how that line tracks. But anyway, slap happens and the brainwashing is broken. See? There. As symbolized by the breaking of the glass there. It's not enough to just protect the weak. I have to protect myself. I have to find a reason to live but beyond just being this, whatever this is. And come into that realization all at once. So again, like, betrayal, fight with, like, doubting with Fudo, fight with Mario, into, like, immense down here, into being inspired by this death, into, like, rising up out of it, into being, like, thinged again at the end of the episode. Like, hey, you shouldn't try to kill Fudo. And then, okay, so we saw that small fight between Genjiro and Fudo before, but as soon as we started framing it like this, I'm like, oh, Genjiro's in like trouble. And he ended up not being in that much trouble. He kind of was. It's the first time we've really seen Genjiro get beaten, though. Like, Genjiro's never going to win this fight, just writing-wise. But it didn't help. It didn't stop it from being, like, hype. It was hype as shit. It's just some pure anime nonsense in a way that I really appreciate. It's over the top. It's ridiculous. It's just cool. It's cool as shit. It's hype as shit. It's exactly what I want out of Symphogear. Like, my point being, like, when we're doing all this red tape stuff, I find it as, like, an opportunity cost for more things like this occurring. You know what I mean? When we're talking about, like, oh, but we can't, like, do this or do that or blah, blah, blah. I'm like, we could have had, like, 6 more cool fights with Fudo. You know? I don't know. Like, the holding of the sword, the twisting of the sword, the throwing of it away. Everyone just being, like, super powerful. And we think that Genjiro succeeds here because he does, like, a super punch that, like, breaks a mountain. But in reality, Fudo's the one that nailed that strike, justifying it because Genjiro didn't, like, attack to kill or whatever. Instead, we, like, suplex him into a rock. And the kind of arms laying flat there, it's like, oh my god, did you, like, decapitate Genjiro? Yeah, if you're struck with the intent to kill, you would survive. Sorry, I'm being distracted by his, like, washboard abs. Jesus. Yeah, so that was a very quick, very hype scene. It was, yeah, another highlight of the episode for sure. Before we jump into something equally ridiculous, which is the stuff with Miku downstairs with Noble Red, so we're going to try to transfer control authority over the divine power to us, that being Noble Red, trying to get back at Fudo in the process. So they shut it down. Now it's time for the direct feedback system, but instead, like, Miku opens her eyes, or Shemha, whatever we're calling her. Like, the ears go immediately. They prick up like something's happening. Beam goes through the chest. I'm like, yeah. So yeah, they're just murdered. They're done. They've been killed. She was struck through the heart and then, like, went that way and, like, probably, like, chopped Milak in two. Before we just decapitate Vanessa as well. Yeah, and then just straight up out of that scene into this. Like, what is the pace? The pacing is ridiculous. Oh, and then this too. So, let's go, Tsubasa. Let's go home. They're all there waiting for you. It'll be fine. And then random, like, Fudo out of nowhere, like, mega punch. Look how big he is. This is a hilarious frame. I'm gonna, like, screenshot that. That's funny as shit. This can be a thumbnail potentially. I don't know. It's a good thumbnail. So now Fudo's back, trying to get her back on side, but she doesn't even have the strength to stand up anymore. Her ideals have been shattered once again. So you go for the seal activate again, but the brainwashing doesn't work anymore. And then you just call her another stain for like not being brainwashed anymore. Before getting a random gun out of your robe, aiming it at Tsubasa, you bring shame on your elders. Another great frame, by the way. Shooting bullet before getting saved by her fake dad. Yatsuhiro. It's Yatsuhiro. Oh, I love this from Tsubasa as well. Just, like, immediately calling him Oto-sama as well. None of that bullshit. You're my dad, dad. And yeah, some final words from Yatsuhiro. Does this death work? Yes. Am I that sad about it? Not really. He's just kind of in the show. I think it works more as, like, Tsubasa character development than anything else, so good on it for that. So again, what does he say here? Tsubasa, we don't protect people because they are weak. We protect them because they're worth protecting. Never forget that. People are worth protecting. It's not a matter of strength and weakness. People, as a concept overall, are worth protecting. And murdering any of them at any point is probably a bad thing to do. Couple this with what Mario was saying earlier in the episode, and we get the reason why Tsubasa is stopped by the end. And then, yeah, this is great. He's just, like, turning on the evil like crazy. He's getting some of these, like, Ver-esque faces of just, like, ridiculous evilness that I thought was missing earlier. Right? When he has, like, his, like, still old face, and I'm like, he's just, like, winning and nobody's doing anything, it's frustrating. When he's, like, you know, yucking it up as a big old villain and things are actually occurring, and I feel like they're better written, or at least more hype, I like him a lot more as a villain for sure. But yeah, this sacrifice is enough to inspire Tsubasa to go against her real dad now. Or real dad? Yeah, you know what I mean. Fudo. Another great piece of animation here too. Just here. Just fantastic. As we head into our transformation sequence. And as I argued in the episode, I feel that the transformation sequence itself would have been way suited to being revealed here. I think all you do early in the season by playing that transformation sequence is making it a feel-bad sequence. Where Tsubasa is brainwashed, and we know that the fight is a sham where she uses it. I think you just should have saved it for here. I think that is one definite change I would make. Because again, it's like the best one. It's the best transformation sequence. Playing it here for the first time would be hype as shit. Again, the animation on it is just ridiculous. The particular shot with the moon is a highlight as well. Right here. Love it. Yeah, just without a doubt, I think it's the best one. I like that we jump into a new Tsubasa song as well, now that she's feeling different feelings to when she last sung during this season. A strong heart can overcome the bonds of blood and guide you on the journey through life. Well, bonds of blood being the blood that ties Fudo and Tsubasa. I rage with no weapon or any power at all, but I know that as long as I have a dream, one day hope will bloom. We go like full like crazy Japanese here, right? Like this pose and like the twirling sword and the fire with like the kind of Murakumo on the other end and like doing like the symbols with his hand. It feels like like video gamey in a way that I really appreciate. Yeah, it definitely fits the vibe between these two characters that are so entrenched in Japan, and the setting really helps with it as well. There's a lot going for it in that perspective as well. Yeah, the kind of as he's like posing here, right? Ready to like strike down. No matter when, no matter where, it's always people who protect other people. It was love, not the sword, which taught me to protect the true strength in my heart. Yeah, there was, again, 4 seasons of this. I like his super attack here. Fiery wind blades defeated. Okay, so it's not his attack. He defeated one of Tsubasa's attacks. That's why he gets this little card. Okay, gotcha. And yeah, he's overpowering a Symphogear with his very own like personal power. So why do you need another different power to rival the Symphogears if you're just already that strong? The warrior worth 1,000 blades looks up into the sky, singing a song for those who became stars. Singing a song for those that came before her, for those that died in the service of what she's doing now. You could relate that to some concert stuff potentially as well. Yeah, this kind of stuff from Fudo's great too, right? Songs can't save the world, people will unite in understanding. What utter foolishness! Our ancestors who built this nation didn't spill their blood and sacrifice their lives for such folly. So you're even thinking back to the people before you that sacrificed their lives to follow your cause, right? Before playing all these symbols, big fire in the background. Yeah, great. Again, imbued with all this traditional Japanese stuff, symbolic of these people that came before him, symbolic of like the Japanese, like almost national identity, almost, right? So as this is just another great frame. I love like the central Fudo there. That's great. It's her destiny to go forth, the answer burning in her heart. My blade dances like the wings of the crane. And yeah, she's doing her like spin fire shit in the air, like kind of combining attacks there as well. We got our blue flame going on too. Hear its song, hear the song of the crane. And we keep pushing Tsubasa, right? She's backed into a corner. She needs to activate something that's potentially a little bit taboo that's going to get out of this situation. And there it is. It's the amalgam. Restrictions release approved? So wait, I don't understand. Okay, am I misreading that? I thought that like a law came through just that second that allowed amalgams to be. But that can't have been what... Did it mean that like the amalgam got activated on Tsubasa's end? And that when we're asking for Hibiki's help, it's like screw the probation, we need you regardless? Or again, amalgam's just allowed now? Because if they're allowed, then that takes my other little storyline out, which is that we're going to kick Song out of Japan for whatever reason, and they're going to be shunned by the rest of the world as a result, potentially starting some world conflict. Yeah, but great, we're just adding on to the hype. We get like amalgam form Tsubasa. The big gold flower here, blossoming down into like a massive sword, gold armor. It's like a weird spear thing, not really a sword. Yeah, whatever this is, Yeah, I feel like I recognize it. It feels like some samurai shit. I called it a big old Christmas tree, and she definitely just set it ablaze. I will spill blood to keep the flame of life burning. And I think this line here is indicative of like what Genjiro wants to stop. But how much longer will this carnage last? The heavens shall show me the answer and guide me. This country needs not sentinels, but a monster to defend it. As you get more and more monstrous in your appearance as well. As you like pull your like robe open as well and get like full like muscle boy, go crazy with it. May my sword open a path to the future. Strike. What did you say as well? Let me get your dialogue. In death, I will become that monster. Strike me down. And so will you. Gotcha. Gotcha, right? So you will become like a monster in death because you created another monster that is willing to kill people to get away. Right? Is that what you're implying, or is there some other stuff going on with you? I do not know. But now I understand why you jump in the way. It's clearly foreshadowed that this is a bad thing that you're doing. You shouldn't be spilling blood to further your purpose, whatever purpose that may be. Enough, Tsubasa. I love the blood here as well, representing what could have happened to Fudo, right? Representing the real cost of the human life that could have been lost here, right? How could I face my brother after allowing his legacy to become a monster? So the brother that died, Yatsuhiro, how could I face him knowing that, you know, the person that he protected with his life went on to become a monster that just kills people because they get in her way? Which is kind of what's happening, but also like revenge. And like, he's a bad guy. But also, I get it because we're like the heroes and we don't kill. And yeah, I think Tsubasa lost sight of everything here. That's why we get this reaction as well, right? So yeah, it may feel somewhat out of place to me in the moment, back in the reaction, but now upon seeing all the content of the episode, I'm like, hey, I understand why you didn't go through with it. I understand why Genjiro didn't want you to go through with it as well. Then Maria kind of wakes up. We see that like the earth's shaking a little bit. And I think it's some Miku shit. And I think it has to do with our little post credit as well, which has to do with the moon resonating with something. So my guess, broadly, is that Miku has taken control now. She's taken control of her own destiny. Fudo isn't controlling anything. Noble Red definitely isn't controlling anything. And that she's just off doing her own thing. Again, I keep saying Miku, it's Shemha. I'm sure people are going to correct me. And this is when we call in Hibiki. Like, regardless of everything else, we need you here to fight. My old mate just eats a mandarin. He hits her with the Heiki Hechara, which is his catchphrase, but since it's been adopted by Hibiki, and I think Hibiki sells it better because, again, you're still kind of pathetic. We've been through that. I'm a deadbeat dad that can't do anything for his daughter. Those words are all I can give you. They turned into a curse for me, the coward that I am. A curse, right? I'm cursed with these words that I gave to you that aren't very indicative of what I am, because I'm not a strong enough man to... I wasn't a strong enough man to take all of what was going on, right, before I left. And that's why you resonated with the word curse before, right? But for you, Hibiki, right, you can move on from this. There doesn't need to be a curse for you. Your mental state, your job, your need to save people, your duty there, it doesn't need to be a curse. It can be a blessing for you. Like kind of the opposite of the sins of the father being passed on to the child, I think, right? We can twist that and it become your strength. The same way you're using Heiki Hechara, as I kind of used it as a defense mechanism, you're using it for something greater now. Okay, I kind of see that. Gotcha. And there's some talk about blessing and curse being similar in their kanji, I'd imagine. So yeah, you may think of what you have right now, Hibiki, everything that's happening to you, right, as a curse, as well as the Heiki Hechara whole idea as a curse. But it's a blessing. It's a blessing, and you'll see that in the end. Again, broadly foreshadowing a happy ending, you would think. And again, I'm sure this part here may be more, I guess, or make more sense in Japanese, I guess. But for me, I'm just like, sure. I don't understand why this is funny. Maybe it's super obvious, and that's why it isn't funny. Or is funny. Congrats in advance, Mr. Possibly Famous. So it's great that they have a nice little ending here, and Hibiki's jumping into the fray to potentially deal with whatever this Miku situation is. Leave your mum to me? Hey, yeah, that sounds like a threat. Praising him for the ramen too? I'm sure the ramen wasn't great, it was like the instant shit, but sure, we'll take that. There's a small post-credit scene at the end. I'm not sure I really have all that much to say about it, really. So we see the moon. The moon has symbol on it, which I'm sure I've seen somewhere before. It looked like the kind of shit on the frontier that Mum was playing with. A lot of beams are shooting down. This all looks like the frontier as well. And this thing's like resonating, like flashing. But it looked like the beams were shooting down as well in that kind of that symbol. I'm sure that there's some element of Super Miku, Shenmue communicating or signaling or something else with the moon. That's all I know, really. And then we're probably going to bring in a lot more of our overall lore stuff, right? We've kind of dealt with our Kazunari connection. There's still more to play out there, of course, but I think we're moving a little bit more into this stuff and how is that going to impact like Hibiki Miku, that side of the equation. But mostly, yeah, that's it for this week. What are 2 episodes? They were fucking damn good. They were really, really good. I'm sure we'll only get stronger from here. Episode 8 in particular felt like a season finale. It felt crazy. And just like the amount of bullshit that happens in episode 9 is hilarious. Again, these have been 2 of the best episodes of the show, bar none. I think the production style and the throw everything at the wall approach has been great for it. I think that a lot of the Hibiki Miku stuff is making a lot more sense now that it's out of the way. We're moving away from the stuff that's been heavily foreshadowed, the bad stuff that's happening, and we're moving into the stuff that I'm a little less sure of, so I'm excited to learn more. I think most of the stuff that's happened upon rewatches has made a lot of sense, why certain things happen the way they do, but I'm still sure there's more to learn there as well as a result. The music's good, the animation's good, the story's really good, and we're building fan service on top of fan service on top of fan service. It's just killer content nonstop. And yeah, can't wait for next week. Probably going to do another 2 if I can, but it'll depend on work scheduling stuff, of course. But yeah, thumb up. Actually, no, 2 thumb up. It is very good. And I guess shill stuff to leave on. I don't think I have much else more to say. So if you like the video, consider liking the video. If you like the video and you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. Comment below anything you thought about the episode, anything I could do to improve my presentation, comment below. I'm doing follow for follow on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter if you would like me to follow you back. And the Discord. Join Discord, love Discord, Discord. And yeah, ready for more Symphogear Exiv next week. Counting down the seconds, honestly, I want to see more. So yeah, I'll look forward to seeing more then with all you guys again next week. So catch you then. Have a good rest of the week, I guess.